This is going to be a very short update, and next week I demand that these broadcasts be better. I'm frustrated by some technological issues that have held back some improvements that I'm so eager to make to these broadcasts. In any event, today is Friday, February 7th, 2025, and I am going to take a moment here to congratulate CleanSpark. Listen, I don't follow CleanSpark that closely. I've already acknowledged that I did buy some shares of CleanSpark in the autumn of 2024, which I promptly paper-handed as the shares started to go up a little bit. The results that they came out with yesterday, insofar as their fiscal Q1 2025, I think, as a layperson with no background in accounting, forensic accounting, investigatory accounting, just based on what I'm reading in the news release, these results look absolutely, unequivocally amazing. And I do believe that this sets a very, very high standard, a very high bar for other publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies to follow. Just a couple quick highlights, the biggest of which the fact seems to be that, CleanSpark can essentially mine Bitcoin for about $34,000 a coin. I mean, the last time I checked, Bitcoin's been down a bit to like $95,000 a coin, $96,000 a coin. That is a remarkable margin. A phenomenal margin, and it is so incredibly impressive to see what some of these, just cash flow numbers look like, to see what the earnings look like. Just, I don't know, the whole picture is just really, really impressive. Now, what's impressive yet just bewildering to me is that, if I'm not mistaken, by the way, CleanSpark was at the very top of the podium today. They get the gold medal. They were up like almost 10%, but up almost 10% to, I think just about $11.33 a share. I remember buying shares at around 11, and that was back in the autumn of 2024, kind of like right before Bitcoin really started to make its meaningful move upward. So I'm saying to myself, what in the world is going on here whereby markets are pricing CleanSpark despite these results kind of the same way they were being priced back in the fall of 2024? Like, something doesn't quite make sense to me. And sure, hey, I get it. Bitcoin's been kind of on the downside. Maybe that's suppressing some of the, the stock prices, right, of publicly traded miners. But man, CleanSpark really printed a hell of an amazing Q1, report card here. I mean, again, very, very impressive. I highlighted CleanSpark yesterday as being one of two bellwether publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies whose share price year to date is actually exceeding the performance of Bitcoin itself. And if that's the metric upon which all of us are going to start judging how a Bitcoin mining company is doing, like, hey, is the stock price giving me a better return than if I just own like an ETF, right, that owns Bitcoin? Well, if that's going to be the metric, then, I mean, CleanSpark is already doing pretty well in that regard, but I've got to believe that they're going to do a lot better in that regard, even more so than what we've seen so far. I visited the Wall Street Journal website. They've got a page that shows some stock price targets. It's kind of like they look at all the different analysts who follow the company, and then they publish some numbers here. So the current price is about $11.33 a share, right? That's where CleanSpark closed today. The low price target is $17. Okay, the average stock price target is $23.75. The high target, right? So there's an analyst out there who, has the high water mark, so to speak, as being $30 a share. And I do believe that if we really start to see a meaningful push in the price of Bitcoin, right, where we really start to see this long-awaited bull run that really takes Bitcoin like up into the $200,000 a coin range, right, or even maybe a bit higher, I've got to believe that CleanSpark will do exceptionally well, absent they're deciding to, sell $10 billion worth of stock into the market for some reason. And I say that sort of with a chuckle because I have read in the past that some CleanSpark shareholders have been a bit frustrated and annoyed by the at-the-market offerings that CleanSpark has made. But I mean, I'm neutral on this. I'm just saying, though, all in all, it seems as if though they've put that money to very, very good use because, again, those results that they put forth are absolutely amazing. So congratulations if you happen to be a CleanSpark shareholder. I highly, highly suspect that CleanSpark is going to be absent some really major problem that arises that's unexpected. I expect them to certainly be a bellwether heading into this bull rally. And as I said, I think they set an incredibly high standard for other companies to attempt to emulate. And of course, I'm thinking specifically of Bitfarms, right? Hey, I would love to see Bitfarms print results that are even half as good as this, right? I mean, that would be like phenomenal. CleanSpark is talking about reaching 50 exahash of Bitcoin mining capacity by basically the first half of this year. I mean, that is remarkable. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of frustration, right? In the Bitfarms camp, it's like, hey, man, we were supposed to hit 21 at the end of last year. We understand what's going on. There's some issues with the miners. Okay, we understand. But, I get it. It's frustrating, though, too. It's like, okay, so now like we're hoping to reach 18 by the middle of this year, maybe 21 by the end of the year. Again, it's important not to engage in too much comparison, right? We need to be focused on Bitfarms has to be focused on what it's doing, right? But to Ben's point, Ben being the CEO of Bitfarms, hey, the investors are going to be looking to see, hey, what investment vehicle amongst the publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies, which one's going to give me a better return than simply just buying a Bitcoin ETF? And from what I'm seeing, I think Bitfarms has some catching up to do and some work to do. And that's not a knock, man. This is like inspirational. Like what I'm seeing here with CleanSpark to me is very inspiring. So congratulations, Bitfarms. Congratulations, CleanSpark. Congratulations to you if you happen to be a CleanSpark shareholder. I have read in the comments, a lot of y'all have, maybe sold some shares of Bitfarms and switched over to CleanSpark. And if that's the case, hey, to me, the stock price is cheap. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it in the autumn at $11 if I thought it was expensive, right? So to me, it's like bizarre how it's still trading roughly at that same price. Does it mean I'm going to go out and buy shares on Monday? I don't know. But I'm observing though that these results are phenomenal. So, okay, with all of that said, let's stay positive. Let's be great. Let's have a great weekend, and we'll see each other again early next week. If not Monday, then certainly by Tuesday. Okay, see you then.